If you look back at gaming in the early 90s, you probably remember the same culprits as everyone else. Super Mario, Metroid, Kid Icarus, and a few others. However, there was one video game franchise that stood atop retro gaming and was known for being notoriously precise, deep, and of course, really f***ing hard. The 2D Ninja Gaiden franchise was ahead of its time. Besides being a good start for precision action platforming as a whole, it was also quite possibly the world's first ever rage game, often being labeled as one of the hardest NES games of all time. But difficulty be damned, that ninja can move. Everyone was either a masochist or just loved the precise gameplay, because this franchise was a resounding success, spawning 2 actual sequels until the year 1991, where this famous 2D ninja would hang up his side-scrolling attire for over a decade before coming back with a whole new third dimension. But since Ninja Gaiden 3, there hasn't really been another 2D Ninja Gaiden title. But then, at the Game Awards, we were hit by this. A trailer for the first 2D Ninja Gaiden title in 34 years, which is not only exciting, but also, what? To make matters a little bit more hype, this game was being developed by the Game Kitchen, the same group that made the very successful and well-renowned Blasphemous franchise. Hearing all of this, I excitedly sat in my chair and vibrated for months waiting for Ninja Gaiden Ragebound to be released. But then, as if by divine intervention, I was emailed by Ryu Hayabusa himself, and he asked me if I was willing to play the game early and make a video on the upcoming title. And you want to know what I said? I said okay. Thank you, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, for giving me a chance to play this game early and make content on it. It's an honor to be sponsored by such a historic franchise. Now let's talk about it. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is out. It's hard, and it's here to beat your ass. I was lucky enough to play this game early. Not only that, I beat this game early. But after having my deaths in the triple digits, it almost feels like this game beat me. So let's start with a brief overview. Ragebound plays like the classic Ninja Gaiden titles, with multiple layers added throughout your run to keep the game engaging and rewarding. The game features a brand new protagonist, Kenji Mozu, an aspiring ninja from the same village that Ryu is from, with similarities in style. Not just fashion, but combat as well. Kenji is melee focused, sporting a katana which forces you to get up close and personal with the countless demons you'll face. Like the classic titles, Kenji could wall jump, wall climb, and ceiling climb to traverse the landscapes ahead, which forces the level design to be a lot deeper than running in one direction and praying you don't die to a pitfall. But there is a lot of death pits though. Owned. That guy thought he was gonna farm me. What? Leave me alone. Stop doing that, man! Kenji also comes with a guillotine boost, which is essentially an aerial strike that can serve as a double jump when timed correctly. And boy, is this move important. Everything from clearing gaps to finding secrets or even dodging projectiles will be reliant on your ability to time this. Sometimes just once, and sometimes like 10 guys in a row. It gets really precise later on. Kenji can also strike projectiles out of the air with his blade and bounce off of them as well if you're looking for style points. Okay, popping off a little bit here. Oh, I was trying to jump off his bullet, you bastard, you dork bastard. Since Ninja Gaiden has some of the most over-the-top lore ever, the enemies you'll face are gonna come in all strange shapes and sizes. We got demons, humans, robots, a weird kind of hybrid of the three, ninjas on jet skis, ninjas with jetpacks. I'm gonna be real, this game has so many enemies that if you had a bully in high school, he's probably gonna show up in this one too. Unlike the classic titles, in this game, not all of the enemies are made out of paper and die in one hit. Some require multiple strikes, specific dodges, and some are straight up armored that can only be killed with a brand new mechanic, the hypercharge, which is kind of complicated but insanely satisfying when you start to pull it off. Basically, whenever Kenji slashes an enemy that has a blue aura, his next attack will be a hypercharged attack that can one-shot most enemies and go through armor. You can hold the attack button to hypercharge manually at the cost of your health, but that's risky because you have to stand still for a bit. And since certain enemies are a nightmare to kill without a hypercharge, the game is very strategic in where it places these blue aura enemies, basically setting you up for a combo that will allow you to clear even the hardest areas with ease, so long as you could put the pieces together fast enough. Think about it like doing a puzzle while a demon is trying to rip your spine out of your ass. It's a lot like a rhythm game, but instead of music, it is just straight up death. You fortunately have a dodge roll in this game, which is a very welcome addition because when things pick up, boy do they. But I'll be honest, the dodge roll doesn't serve as much of a purpose as just timing your attacks and jumping correctly. After a few tutorial stages, you're able to play as Komori, a kunoichi from a rival clan. Do clan meetings usually take this long? Miss Komori, please be quiet. Our leaders will take as much time as they need. Shinobi must never lower their guard. Ah, come on, who's going to be dumb enough to attack Black Spider Clan HQ? Bro let his guard down? Was he just talking about... Was he just talking about keeping it up? Who can throw kunai in any direction, do a second attack that I'll talk about soon, and she's incredibly overpowered. For reasons too complicated to explain, Kenji and Komori both end up with near-fatal wounds and trapped by demons. Though they're not exactly friends, and kind of hate each other, the two agree that the only way they have a shot at survival is by fusing together using an ancient artifact. And just like that, the gameplay gets twice as complicated, because now you're playing as them both. Though you're still mainly Kenji, you could use the Spirit of Komori and fire kunai at the cost of your mana that you earn by killing enemies. Having a ranged attack is really strong so long as you remember to manage your resources correctly. You also unlock a super overpowered mega move that you could use, which basically wipes the screen and melts bosses, but it takes a long time to charge, so you could only use it like twice a level. Now lock in for a second because this next part is confusing, but it's also the reason why this game is so satisfying. As a fusion of the characters, you're introduced to red aura enemies as well, which must be killed by Komori's attacks. This turns the game into a deep and satisfying combo chase, where the entire time you're kind of figuring out and chaining the correct attacks in order to maintain a hypercharge, so all of your attacks can make even the hardest set of opponents fall to the side. Both sides, because you're cutting their asses in half. Komori also comes with another attack, which is customizable and can be bought and chosen between stages. These attacks can range from something as simple as a rotating blade on your body, a grenade, god damn it, a parry that also shoots a projectile when hit, and a lot more. This basically opens up your playstyle to be whatever the hell you want it to be. I dabbled with all of these, but I'll be honest, if you're bad, probably stick to the auto parry, because it's just like a bonus hit whenever you need it, and boy did I need it. Alongside an interchangeable third attack, you can equip talismans which give you passives to make your journey easier. Passives that range from something simple like lifesteal to something outright ridiculous like 3 guillotine bounces in a row give you a hypercharge. And though it seems minor, they all make a pretty substantial change to your gameplay once you know what you're doing. There are also talismans you can equip in order to make the game harder, in exchange for giving you a higher overall rating when you beat the stage. These can be something like tripling the damage you take, removing the amount of heals placed on the map, or straight up removing checkpoints. Which honestly, hell no, man. Some of these stages are long as hell. Which brings us to our next big segue, the stages. Because the stages in this game are just fucking bananas. We got simple concepts like running around in a forest, to dodging rocket-powered enemies on a jet ski, fighting on a moving train, climbing a construction site, or hanging onto a helicopter and being attacked from all sides. This is like if the Fast and the Furious and Naruto had a baby. But if that's not enough high-octane action, nearly every single stage in this game caps off with a boss fight. And there are a lot of them. Giant demons, sexy demons, Ryu himself, an entire warship, and the list just goes on and on. Some of these only took me like 2 or 3 tries in order to win, but then we had others which had me replaying them over and over again like 30 times. I don't want to spoil too much of the story because I highly suggest that you play this game yourself, but I think the funniest thing was after struggling through this game and not using any of the challenge talismans at all, once I ended up beating the game and hearing that sexy song that played at the very end. Ooh! Oh! Oh! Ooh! This music. You want to know the pop-up I got? Hard mode unlocked. I'm probably gonna go back and try to play this game on hard mode, but it kind of feels like my thumbs are bleeding because I struggled so much. But if you like 2D side-scrollers or just a part of gaming history, go try out Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. It's out right now, and it totally lives up to the Ninja Gaiden hype. It's fun, it's fast, it's hard, it's precise, and I had a great time playing it. Go ahead and check them out from the link in my description, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. I'm gonna go ice my thumbs, because they hurt, because I used a D-pad when I played this, and I think my thumb is bleeding. See you in the next one. Goodbye!